Darius Valor had built empires from ashes, hotels that kissed the clouds, tech firms that rewrote the rules of the world, and investments that turned his name into a legend before he even turned 35. But beneath the glittering achievements was one truth no one knew. He feared love more than he feared failure. People loved his money, his power, his fame, never him. So when he married Amara Lewis, the black woman who walked into his life like a quiet sunbeam, he wasn't sure if her affection was real or another illusion painted by gold diggers. The marriage had been sudden, quick, legal, and mostly practical. Amara needed financial help for her grandmother's surgery. Darius needed a wife to stabilize his company's board vote. There was no honeymoon, no ease, no time to breathe. Just a contract neither of them fully understood. Yet, every time Amara spoke to him gently, every time she touched her braids absent-mindedly while reading, every time she smiled shyly when he entered a room, he felt something dangerous tugging at him. Something like hope. But hope terrified Darius. So he chose the one route he knew best, control through tests. And this time, he devised something extreme. The test. 2 days before their planned vacation to his mountain estate, Darius staged an accident. A fall from a horse. A shattered window. A scream. His assistant was in on it. A skilled makeup artist created the fake burn-like disfigurement across half of his face. His goal was simple. If Amara stayed, she loved him. If she left, he'd been right all along. But when he saw himself in the mirror, scarred, bruised, unrecognizable, an unexpected fear slipped into him. What if she did leave? What if he proved himself right, and hated the truth? Still, he went through with it. Her reaction. Amara arrived at the estate in a panic, her curls loose from rushing, her warm brown eyes shiny with worry. When she saw him lying in bed, face wrapped, breathing ragged, she froze, not in disgust, but in heartbreak. Oh my God. Darius. Her voice cracked. Why didn't anyone call me sooner? He swallowed. You don't have to stay. I know you didn't sign up for. She cut him off immediately. Don't you dare push me away. She sat beside him, reached out with trembling fingers, and brushed his hair from his forehead. Her touch felt like sunlight on winter skin. You're my husband, she whispered. That means something to me, even if it never meant anything to you. Darius blinked hard. It does. It does mean something. She held his hand gently, turning it over, tracing the veins. Then let me take care of you. That was the moment Darius's stomach twisted, not from pain, but from guilt. She meant it. Every word. Her care. Over the next days, Amara rarely left his bedside. She changed his bandages with a tenderness he had never known. She read to him when the pain became too much. She hummed soft melodies her grandmother taught her. She made him herbal teas, rubbed his hands, massaged his shoulders, spoke to him like he was something precious. One night, when the thunderstorm raged outside, she placed her palm against his scarred cheek and whispered, "You are still the same man. Still worthy. Still strong. Still. Darius." His chest tightened painfully. She wasn't acting. She wasn't pretending. She wasn't running. She was truly, deeply, unquestionably there. Amara would tuck him in when he pretended to shake. She would soothe him like a gentle flame warming cold stone. Her love, quiet, patient, unwavering, broke open something he had buried long ago. The breaking point. It happened on the 8th night. She entered his room and found him struggling to sit. Without hesitation, she slid her arm around him to help. "Careful," she murmured. His breath hitched. Her closeness was fire and softness all at once. "Amara," he whispered, unable to look at her, "why are you still here?" She frowned. "Because you're hurt." "That's not what I mean." She hesitated. Then, "I know we didn't marry for love," she said softly. "But I'm not heartless, Darius. And maybe," she swallowed hard, "maybe I was starting to like you. Even before this." Darius's heart slammed against his ribs. "You liked me." His voice was a rasp. She nodded slowly, eyes vulnerable. "Maybe more than I should." The words nearly knocked the breath out of him. This wasn't in the script. This wasn't part of the test. This was real. And he had manipulated her, deceived her, played on her compassion. He couldn't hold the lie anymore. The confession. Darius's voice broke. Amara, I need to tell you something. She stiffened. What is it? He looked down, ashamed. The accident. The injuries. The scar. His voice trembled. They're not real. For a moment, there was nothing but silence. Heavy. Crushing. Amara stepped back slowly, eyes widening as the truth crashed into her. You lied. Her voice trembled, not in anger, but in pain. You let me believe you were disfigured. You let me care for you like that. Darius felt like he'd been flayed open. I was afraid, he confessed, raw and hoarse. I needed to know if you cared about me, or the man the world worships. Her eyes filled with tears, not falling, just glistening. So you tested me. You played with my emotions. I'm sorry. His voice cracked. I didn't know any other way. Her chest rose and fell sharply. You could have trusted me. Amara. His voice was barely a whisper. Don't leave. Her eyes softened just a fraction. I'm not leaving. But I am hurt. She turned away, wiping her cheek. He stood, gently catching her wrist, not forcefully, not in control, but desperate. Please, he said, voice breaking, give me the chance to earn the care you gave me without asking for anything. Her gaze lowered to his hand holding hers. And why should I? He cupped her face with trembling fingers. Because I love you. Amara froze. The words hung in the air, fragile, trembling, powerful. You love me, she whispered. I fell for you before I realized it. And every moment you cared for me, I hated myself for lying. Amara, I love you. Not the care you gave me, not the contract, you. Her breath left her in a shaky exhale. I wanted it to be real, she finally said. I wanted us. He swallowed. It can be. If you let it. After a long, aching moment, she stepped closer, running her thumb across his cheek where the fake scar once was. Then don't ever lie to me again, she murmured. Never, he whispered. And he sealed the promise with a trembling kiss. A new beginning. Over the next weeks, their relationship transformed. No tests. No lies. No contracts. Just two people learning each other, loving each other. Amara became the warmth in his cold world. Darius became the protector she never knew she needed. One evening, as they watched the sunset from the balcony of the same mountain estate, Darius slipped a diamond ring onto her finger, this time, not for business. For my real bride, he whispered. The woman who saw my scars, real and fake, and stayed. Amara leaned into him, smiling softly. And for the man who finally learned to trust love. He kissed her forehead, pulling her into his arms. Their story hadn't begun with perfection. But it blossomed into something deeper, love forged through truth, care, and the courage to be vulnerable. And for the first time in his life, Darius felt truly, irrevocably seen.